What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Just want to do an update on the TT project so you guys can see where I'm at. Finally got the head back from the shop. Went ahead and had it rebuilt, and I don't know if you guys remember in the last video, but I told you I did a very mild port job. You can see I didn't open up the port. That's what I was talking about. What I did was the entryway to the valves, I just knife edged it and shaped it a little bit in each one. And I did the same thing on the exhaust side. You can see right there, just knife it, opened it up a little bit on the inside and knife edged it. And I added a few things to this last minute because you know, I'm running the Motoza tune, and it's I got the stock block file, but I always told myself if I ever had to open up the engine again, which I did because you know, because I bent the valves, because the valves bent, I was going to upgrade the rods, and these are the Max Peeding rods I went with. They're a pretty cheap rod as far as uprated rods go, and these just are going to enable me to run a more aggressive tune and get a little bit more power out of it. So these are the stock rods right here, so you can see how much thicker these rods are right there. So same thing, 20mm wrist pins, and I went with the ACL race bearings. You can see I got them in there right there. Just got to lube them up. And I also went ahead and gave the top of the pistons a little bit of a polish, just to help keep you know, keep carbon out of it. I did want to do the cylinder head too, but I didn't think about it until I sent the head to the shop. So to do that, I probably have to take the head apart to do it right. So I'm just going to leave that like it is. Since I'm going to have to upgrade to the from the stock block tune to the modified block tune, I went ahead and I think I told you guys in the last video I was going to upgrade the fuel pump. So I went with the Doucheworks, and this one it's an easy install because it's exactly like the stock fuel pump. It's just you know, uprated, flows more. I think this flows like 40% more than the stock pump, because I have the E85 tune along with that, along with the tune also. So I'm gonna be running E85, and they told me that the stock pump was fine, but I think I told you guys it felt like my stock pump was going out, because I know ever since I've had the car, when I go to start it, it doesn't start like right up, and that's a sign that the fuel pump is going out. So I just went ahead and did the fuel pump upgrade, and I went with the also went with the 4-bar fuel pressure regulator. My buddy Jack McGregor told me about that. People, because I think this has the 550 fuel injectors, and they said if you upgrade to the 4-bar, I think it'll run like it has 630 cc injectors. So that's going to be a plus too, but I have to tell them that I'm running the 4-bar because it's something they have to do to the tune. So I went ahead and cleaned the oil pickup tube. There was some gasket stuff in there, you know, these things. Anytime I take the pan off, I always clean these because junk gets in there from over the years of changing like valve cover gaskets, the upper tension, cam chain tensioner gasket, all that. Which on that I did, actually, my boy Jack McGregor had an extra one, because when I took it to the shop, they told me my tensioner was bad. I actually think they just didn't know how it worked, because the one that they had was the VBT. This is non-VBT, so when you take this off, the piston comes out of the bottom. But my boy Jack had a brand new Febby one, so I just went ahead and got that and put a brand new one in. So that's a plus for the head too. And also, I think I told you guys before that this has the Autotech Sport intake cams also. Hopefully all that's going to help me get a little bit of decent power out of this. And I just got to finish. I'm in the middle of lubing these up so I could put them into the block. I had to, you know, of course, disassemble the old rods, the wrist pins and everything, get those circlips in, which are, it could be a pain if you've never done them before. But by the time I did the second one, I had the rest down pat. So I had my little procedure down pat, which was pressing one side in here and then taking like a flat head, pushing it right here and letting it pop in. And then, of course, turning it, clocking the open end to over here away from that part. You can see right there in the open part right there. I just clocked it. So I also, of course, you know, I'm running the XS Power KL423 billet turbo and their manifold. And I heard about these cracking, but this is their latest revision, which is thicker. I haven't really heard about these cracking. So if you guys, if you guys know anybody running these and they crack, let me know, like ASAP. Because one thing I could do is I could have, and get, when I seen them, the old ones crack, they usually crack like right here. Because all the gases are meeting right here. So I guess that creates a hot spot and it ends up cracking. But hopefully that won't be the case on this one. But what I was thinking was maybe having an extra weld put right there to help it out. But like I said, hopefully that won't be the case. And I think also it's because the turbo sits right under it. So it's just like a real hot area. So I might try to put some wrap or something around that exhaust side of the turbo or something to maybe help that out. I don't know. I'm gonna see. But also this is the stock MAV, and they said it's fine to run the stock MAV. I think this one's 80 millimeter. But they told me about the VR6 MAV, but they said, oh, you have a 225, so you got the 80 millimeter, so you're fine. But I have a VR6 MAV. You can see it's just a little bit bigger. I think the VR6 is like 83 millimeter. And that's gonna just let it flow more air into the turbo, because I also have the Badger 5 tip for the turbo, which is bigger on the inside, bigger diameter, so it's just gonna let it flow a lot more air into the turbo. And I did a little bit of port work on the turbo too. So hopefully all this is gonna help and let me get some good power. I talked to 2 people that did a similar setup, and they said, yeah, it's like real torquey. And I rode in a Franken turbo car before. Man, it was crazy. It's like a lot of torque. So hopefully, like I said, this will kind of help smooth it out too. Some of the stuff I'm doing, like a little bit of port work, that manifold, and some other stuff. So anyway, I just got to lube these up, clock the rings. You see I got my spring compressor set up. So I'm going to finish lube these up, clock the rings, and then I'm going to put these pistons in, and I'm going to show you what else I'm going to have to do in a minute. So stick around. All right, you guys, been working on it for a little while today. Some little details that get you, like cleaning stuff up. I got the pistons in. I just got through razoring the block for the head to go on, and I'll show you the rods down here where you can't see them, but got them in. Just got to put this back on. You have to torque these to like 50 foot-pounds 3 times. So I did it twice already, and I got 1 more round to go. So I'm gonna do that. But this is what I want to show you guys. Oh, I also had to clean up the oil pan. But this is what I want to show you. One thing I was gonna do before I put the head on was, this is the Badger 5, and this is the old one, and you can see how much wider the Badger 5 one is. Takes up a lot more, has a lot more internal volume, so the turbo can suck a lot more air in. Problem is that these are actually from overseas. They're made for right-hand drive cars. So right-hand drive cars, of course, this braking master cylinder setup is on the driver's side. Motor and everything else is still set up the same. Problem with our left-hand drive cars over here is that this master cylinder is in the way of putting this in. You can get it in, but it's going to kind of smush it. And you can even see on this one, this brake line was the brake line was hitting that right. It was probably not the brake line, it's probably this right here, this little sensor. It sticks out, but you know, I could have trimmed this one back a little bit too to move it back. So I'm gonna have to trim this Badger 5 one back so I have more room away from that. But what some people do is that they bend this back, but I think it still is probably gonna hit on this. So I'm gonna trim this back some, because this is just center wire, but this is pretty thick, so I could trim it back some, maybe with a Dremel or something, to have room away from it. And then I'm gonna try to bend that line a little bit. But I'm gonna put that on with the head off, because you see how much room I have to get to it. And there's still not a lot of room, but it's much easier to do it with the head off, because this getting the clamp on right here is the problem. It's like trying to get this over that and on there, and then trying to clamp it and everything is usually what people have a problem with. So I'm going to do that while I have the head off and mess with all this tomorrow, because it's getting kind of late. So just want to show you guys that some of my setup. Of course, I got the, this is the XS Power Turbo, if you guys don't remember. Bigger, a little bit. It's a hybrid stock turbo. It's like a hybrid stock turbo. Has a bigger impeller inside to get more airflow out of the turbo. So then I'm gonna get all that together, get the car running, and I still need to mount my front mount intercooler, which I haven't done. It's not actually one made for this car, but I'm gonna try to get it to fit. It's the Greddy Type 31 from my old Mark IV Jetta 1.8T. So I think I tried to fit it on this car before, and there was some clearance issue, so I can't remember what it was. So I'm gonna have to work that out, maybe cut some inside of the plastic out or something to try to get it to fit. But this car does have dual intercoolers in case I need to get a different intercooler, but I'm going to try to get that one to fit because it's a real good intercooler. I made good power with that on my Mark IV Jetta. But anyway, I have to get all that up going. Of course, I got some stuff for the interior. I don't know if you guys remember, I did the suede headliner and all that. Then I got these seats. Probably gonna have to clean them up again, because when I was going back and forth to Colorado, I was keeping everything in this car. A lot of my tools and stuff are in the back, but I got a little mat on the back. So I have to do some stuff with the steering wheel, dash, and all that stuff. And the guy who was working on it, the interior, it's been hard to get in contact with him, but I hear it's because he has like some medical problems. So I'm gonna try to get in contact with him again. But I did get lucky and find a set of OEM headrests in good condition. That was one thing he was working on. The headrests I had were coming apart. So I was at the junkyard one day, and another TT popped up, same interior. So I lucked up and they had a set of real good headrests, OEM headrests. So I'm gonna leather treat them and everything, put those on. Then I got like a few different steering wheels I want to try out. The brake handle, I think he has that at the shop, so I might have to go pick that up. And then I got a few other things I want to try out in the interior, but But anyway, that's it for now. That's gonna be it. I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here because I still got a lot of work to do. I gotta do my son's car. Conveniently, this disc broke on his car. Luckily I had another one, but you can see it broke right there, so I'm getting ready to take that off and put this on for him so he can drive. But this doggone motor in this car, dude, is a problem for me. And this was the 09, so it's the TSI, not the FSI, and it's supposed to be better, but the little thing is a headache, man. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end the video here, and I will see you guys in the next video. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching.